So, good evening. So we will begin with the first part of the evening chanting in English, followed by the highest blessings on page 46. Page 19, then page 46. to the Blessed One, the Lord who fully attained perfect enlightenment, to the teaching which he expounded so well, and to the Blessed One's disciples who had practiced well. To these the Buddha, the Dhamma and the Sangha, we render with offerings our rightful homage. It is well for us that the Blessed One, having attained liberation, still had compassion for later generations. May these simple offerings be accepted for our long-lasting benefit and for the happiness it gives us. The Lord, the perfectly enlightened and Blessed One, I render homage to the Buddha, the Blessed One. The teaching so completely explained by him, I bow to the Dhamma. The Blessed One's disciples who have practiced well, I bow to the Sangha. Now let us pay preliminary homage to the Buddha. Homage to the Blessed, Noble and perfectly enlightened One. Homage to the Blessed, Noble and perfectly enlightened One. Homage to the Blessed, Noble and perfectly enlightened One. Page 46. Now let us chant the verses on the highest blessings. Thus have I heard that the Blessed One was staying at Savatthi, residing at the Jeta's Grove, in Atapindika's park. Then in the dark of the night, a radiant Deva illuminated all Jeta's Grove. She bowed down low before the Blessed One, and standing to one side she said, Devas are concerned for happiness and ever long for peace. The same is true for humankind. What then are the highest blessings? Avoiding those of foolish ways, associating with the wise, and honouring those worthy of honour. These are the highest blessings. Living in places of suitable kinds, with the fruits of past good deeds, and guided by the rightful way. These are the highest blessings, accomplished in learning and craft.
craftsman skills, with discipline highly trained, and speech that is true and pleasant to hear. These are the highest blessings, providing for mother and father's support, and cherishing family, and ways of work that harm no being. These are the highest blessings, generosity and a righteous life, offering help to relatives and kin, and acting in ways that leave no blame. These are the highest blessings, steadfast in restraint and shunning evil ways, avoiding intoxicants that dull the mind, and heedfulness in all things that arise. These are the highest blessings, respectfulness and being of humble ways, contentment and gratitude, and hearing the Dhamma frequently taught. These are the highest blessings, patience and willingness to accept one's faults, seeing venerated seekers of the truth, and sharing often the words of Dhamma. These are the highest blessings, ardent committed to the holy life, seeing for oneself the noble truths, and the realization of Nibbana. These are the highest blessings, although in contact with the world, unshaken the mind remains, beyond all sorrow spotless secure. These are the highest blessings, they who live by following this path know victory wherever they go, and every place for them is safe. These are the highest blessings.
So a time for sitting meditation, a time to turn our attention more inward to the experience of body and mind in this present moment. and important, the attitude in which we approach meditation. If we approach meditation with the desire to get something, or to get rid of something, this could, hinder the ability just to be awake and wise to the experience of the present moment. So I would more encourage an attitude of just whatever happens, whatever's happening in body and mind in this present moment, and just be aware of that. With the attitude of, not trying to get something else or trying to get rid of it. So we might like to have a nice, calm mind with no thoughts. We might want that, but what if the mind is a bit restless, busy, thinking about this, thinking about that? Actually, Ajahn Chah would say, if the mind didn't do anything, how could we learn? How could we be wise? So the importance of being willing to experience whatever is, learning from the experience of the present moment. So we may want a peaceful mind, but we have to do the practice to realize that. And the path of practice is first to experience. Before we can develop some calm and clarity, we must experience and understand those things that hinder that calm and clarity. So Ajahn Chah, one of his analogies is like, if we're not willing to experience, we're like the schoolboy who doesn't do his studying, so he won't pass his exams. So if we're not willing to experience and understand, then, how can we, develop more peace and wisdom? And just like in the Anapanasati Sutta, the words are experience in the body, one breathes in. Experience of the body, one breathes out. Experience in the mind, one breathes in. Experience in the mind, one breathes out. And then from that, breathing in, calming the mind. Breathing in, calming the body. Breathing out, calming the body. Breathing out, calming the mind. So there's a process. It's not just straight to the calm mind, the calm body. So, bringing ourselves to the present moment, breathing in, following the breath in is bringing our attention more inward. How is the experience of the body in the present moment? Can we accept that? So, on a personal level, and the meditation today, my sinuses have been playing up. Maybe it's just because I've come from 30 degrees to minus so many degrees in the last few days. So that affects, the body. More mucus, blocked nose. So we have these four elements, don't we? In the experience of body, we have earth, water, fire and air. So it affects the breathing, affects the air element. The earth element, blockage, feel the pressure in the nose. Mucus, the water element. And then how the body is in terms of heat and cold. So these elements change according to conditions. Now what I experience, if I can accept that, this is the way the body is in this present moment, just be with it in a peaceful way, just giving a sense of a peaceful attention to it, to these elements as they're operating, things clear, things adjust. So maybe for the first part of meditation it's a bit uncomfortable, but having to breathe through the mouth, blow the nose, experience pressure in the nose, but just giving attention to that. This is the way it is. And how that quality of a peaceful attention can help to transform something. The nose unblocks, the breathing becomes more smooth. I can breathe through the nose again, then the body feels comfortable again. And the same principle with the mind. What's the mind doing in the present moment? The elements of the mind. Feeling, perception, mental formations and consciousness. How are they at the moment? Feeling, tone of the present moment. Memories coming and going. Mental formation, different thoughts about different things. Mind states. And consciousness, the things that we might hear, smell, see. So, can we accept the elements of the mind? This is the way it is. If the mind is proliferating a lot, that's the way it is. If it doesn't feel particularly pleasant, that's the way it is. But this is how we learn. Learn about the mind. Being willing to experience. And if we can, cultivate this more peaceful awareness, then the mind can transform. I just noticed the latest talk from Lumpur Sumedho, the title, Understanding the Self, Letting Go of the Self. Before one can let go, one has to understand. For now we're learning to understand the mind. Now what can support this, say, awakened understanding is the ability more to stay in the present moment. In other words, not to get carried away with the different thoughts and moods and perceptions. How to stay grounded in awareness in the present moment. So this is how this first foundation of mindfulness can support that. If we're aware in the body, then to that extent we're in the present moment. The body is in the present moment. If we're maintaining some awareness of the breath or the body, then we're maintaining some level of awareness in the present moment. And that gives us a place from where we can more see the movements of the mind. If we have a place in awareness from where we can observe, we see the things, the thoughts that take us away from the present moment. What is the mind state behind those thoughts? How does it feel? And in this practice, not getting into the judgmental mind, not judging the thoughts we're having. So whether they're good thoughts or bad thoughts, just seeing them as just thoughts that are coming and going in the present moment. Thoughts about the future, remembering things from the past. They're just arising and ceasing in the present moment. So we could use the body or contemplation. Like I mentioned about just contemplating the elements. What is the experience of the earth element in the present moment? The water element, the fire element, the air element. So to maintain this present moment awareness does need a degree of effort, but a balanced effort, not a grit your teeth, willful, forceful. Just understanding the mind's going to wander, going to think about this and think about that. But just a peaceful effort to just keep on bringing the mind back to the present moment, to the breath, to the body, to the contemplation. With this attitude, this is the way it is now. Can we just cultivate a sense of peacefulness and awareness of these experiences? So we'll finish with the chant on page 41, Reflections on Universal Well-Being. Now let us chant the reflections on universal well-being. May I abide in well-being, in freedom from affliction, in freedom from hostility, in freedom from ill will, in freedom from anxiety, and may I maintain well-being in myself. May everyone abide in well-being, in freedom from hostility, in freedom from ill will, in freedom from anxiety, and may they maintain well-being in themselves. May all beings be released from suffering, and may they not be parted from the good fortune they have attained. When they act upon intention, all beings are the owners of their action, and inherit its results. Their future is born from such action, companion to such action, and its result will be their home. All actions with intention, be they skillful or harmful, of such acts, they will be the heirs. So, we'll finish with the closing homage in English. The Lord, the perfectly enlightened and blessed One, I render homage to the Buddha, the blessed One. The teaching so completely explained by him, I bow to the Dhamma. The Blessed One's disciples, who have practiced well, I bow to the Sangha. So, good night everyone. May you stay warm this evening. Cold winter's evening.